It's really killing my vibe right now. Okay, I found that looking at the bigger picture is really effective. So I think that some of us are a little bit guilty of forgetting the bigger picture when it comes to our work or personal lives. I think humans collectively always have been. Just look at the news. It's really hard to remain optimistic about where we are and where we're headed. It seems like we're still taking this short-term, dopamine-driven approach to how we collectively make decisions. But humans, I think, have always been like this. Think of the ancient Egyptians. They were pioneers in engineering, astronomy, art, but even they didn't last. Insensitive, I know, but maybe it's not about how smart you are. Maybe it's something else. It's a good thing you guys came here tonight, because this young graduate has all the answers. But really, I'm exaggerating, but I use this small trick that's really helped me be more confident in my ability to make better decisions about myself. And I really hope it works for you guys too. So I'll start by saying, think about yourselves, your lives. Logic would follow that to plan for a positive future, a future that you want, you need a clear understanding of where and what you are now. I mean, that's how business works too. That's how anything gets done. The best businesses have a mission statement. My favorite, I may be biased, is Tesla's mission statement. So their mission is to accelerate the transition of sustainable energy. Businesses like Tesla have a crystal clear vision of what they want to achieve. But the only way that they get there is through a clear understanding of where they are now, what resources they have, what they're capable of. So they can strategize and then step by step cater every decision to get them to where they want to be. Kind of makes sense. But I think that the same way businesses do this kind of existential analysis of where they are, I feel like we need to do this too. I feel like we too need an understanding of where and what we are, what resources we have, what we're capable of, so that we can prioritize and step by step get us to where we want to be. So the problem is, it's been really hard for us to analyze the where and what we are part. Because life is mysterious. I mean, we've only just figured out that we're on this blue orb flying over 6,000 miles an hour through space that were dwarfed by this nuclear reactor in the sky that we call the sun. We've figured out that we're made of atoms, and that atoms are made of energy, and that we're made of energy. I mean, this is what Nikola Tesla was trying to tell us when he said, think of the universe as frequency and vibration. So we intellectually know these things, and science widely accepts this. But we can't really feel how amazing that is. But I think it's a shame, because if we really felt how amazing life is, then we'd live our lives a bit differently. I mean, seriously, if you could really feel that you're this cosmic consciousness trapped in this magical amalgamation of 14 billion years old stardust, and that you're made of energy, and that we're driven by energy, that you're physically one with everything, and that we can influence all there is around us, that would be a pretty exciting realization. Then I think that we'd have a better understanding of where and what we are. Therefore, we'd really know, okay, this is what I should value. This is what's meaningful to me. And then you can prioritize to make the best life you want, for yourself and for others. So you can actually train yourself to feel the significance of life through various meditation techniques. This is what these Eastern gurus have been trying to tell us for quite some time now. The problem is it takes a lifetime of dedication. And well, that seems like a lot of effort. Luckily, there's a shortcut. Just train for a few years, pass 1,000 tests, and live in a metal box for a few months as an astronaut. See, astronauts are heroes, and they're lucky because they've seen firsthand the reality of where we are. They've seen the Earth as this fragile blue ball hanging in the void, nourished and shielded by nothing but a paper-thin atmosphere. This is a video taken from the International Space Station just this week. And right now, there are astronauts up there gazing down at our blue Earth. when they come back down to earth, they share very similar insights. They express their yearning to shed the importance of these silly conflicts that divide us. They shed their yearning to abolish national boundaries. Astronauts have a pretty good understanding of where and what we are. When they come back down to earth, most of them change as people. Chris Hadfield, the guy who spent the most time on a space station, over half a year, he said when he came back down to earth, after all the press, he went home, sat on his couch, switched on the TV, only to turn it off after 30 seconds. He was watching the news, by the way. He said that he was baffled that we worry about the things we do, and based on that experience, how can we deny that perspective on life? So luckily for us, we might not actually have to go into space to experience this perspective-shifting, enlightening effect. If you think about it, it's a psychological phenomenon. So actually, we have the tools to recreate this in this room right now with a mindfulness exercise. So if you could all take a deep breath with me, inhale, exhale. Now one more time. Just relax in your seats. Feel really heavy in your seats right now. Now, if you gently close your eyes, and as you close your eyes, try and imagine ever so easily how you look right now in your seat. Take another deep breath, and exhale. Begin to picture yourself as if you were outside of your own body. Imagine you're looking directly at yourself. You are floating gently above your body. You begin floating serenely upwards, slowly and continuously, rising higher and higher. Gazing down, you see yourself seated blissfully below, looking completely relaxed. You float freely through the ceiling and into the sky. Your perspective expands as you have a bird's eye view of the surrounding area, the tops of buildings, cars, roads. You can see them so clearly from above. As you rise higher, you can see the people in the cars moving, looking like ants. As you rise higher, you can feel the winds fluttering around your body. Swiftly, the outline of this beautiful landmass becomes so clear as you see the edge of the country. We can now see the scale of the continent, the seas, and our neighbors. You can see Africa and parts of the Middle East. There are no borders. We are separated by the vast oceans. You soar so high that you pierce the sphere of the planet itself, and you look up into the deep black outer space. Blissful silence. You look down towards planet Earth and see it suspended in space before you. So astonishingly quaint, soundlessly revolving, that you can no longer see yourself from so far above. You know and feel that you are down there. Feel this perspective. At this sort of scale, you really start to think about what truly matters to you. You think about what doesn't matter anymore and what never did. Whilst you're floating in outer space, take a moment to think. What do you value? What makes you happy? You've been blessed with this amazing mind, and with it, you can create your greatest life. Gaze down at the earth and think about how your difficulties have strengthened you. Feel this perspective. All injustices, political and religious theories, all loves, hopes and dreams, all thoughts and actions, everything, ever, has only ever existed on this planet alone. Now that you have this perspective, use it to make decisions based on what's really meaningful to you. Just look at where you really are. And as you drift back down, back into the earth, through the atmosphere, down through the clouds, you maintain this galactic perspective. As you sink down over the seas, towards land, lower and lower, you can now see the tops of buildings as you float down, back through the roof of the room, floating above your seat and steadily back into your body. As you're in your seat, take a big deep breath, and on the second inhale, gently open your eyes and open your consciousness to your surroundings. Hopefully you've had a glimpse of the overview effect and seeing where you really are. Just think that one day we'll be able to take some of our politicians up there, and maybe they can get their priorities straight. That's a pretty nice sounding future. Finally, technology can be used to improve the vigor and compassion of humanity. Technology can maybe be improved and we can have screens that work. Just think one day. So, everyone, remember, when you come across a challenge or you have to make a big decision, go back up there, remind yourself where and what you are. Remember what your values are, and remind yourself to make decisions based on what's really important. I hope I've given you some fresh perspective today. Thank you so much for listening.